Richard from South Shields is next. Hiya, Richard.
Hello, Alan.
Hello there.
You alright?
Yes, I'm fine.
How's it going, Denise?
Champion, what can I do for you?
Do you know last time I was on to you? I was talking about hearing voices.
Yeah.
In the programme that was on. And I've spoken to about 5 people. Well, 5 exactly, right? And they have all said that they hear voices, right?
Right.
And there must be something in it. Because, like, it's so common for people now. And I don't know why. Because I've tried to find things, like, in the library and that, but they haven't got nothing to tell us about, like, hearing voices.
Right.
Yeah, but there was a programme on the TV, but there's been nothing since, and I've tried to find stuff. Do you know what I mean? And, like, people say that they can hear voices, and sometimes it's evil, sometimes it's good, and most of the time, it's just something like their own guilty conscience. Do you know what I mean? Where, like, they try to tell people and try to be sorry for what they've done in the past. And they've got this conscience, keep pushing them, saying, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, and do it now, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, everybody's got a guilty conscience, because that's in the back of everybody's head.
Have they? Why would everybody have a guilty conscience?
Well, it's not a guilty conscience, I wouldn't suppose, but it's a subconscious, anyway. Do you know what I mean? And basically, all of these people can get, like, the subconscious to work for them or against them.
How?
Depending on what sort of problems that they're in or with. You can get, like, something like, do you know how you get people sometimes call it an angel, and they push them for to do stuff. Like, say, if they're in an accident and they cannot get out, and they've got this voice from within, you've got to get out, and actually save their own lives by having that, like, voice in the back of the head saying, you've got to do this and you've got to do that, and this is how you get out of something like a trapped vehicle under a stream or a river or whatever. And loads of people have thought of...
but, you know, isn't the hint... Do you really need a voice in your head? You know, you crash your car in the river, you're about to drown, and you need a voice in your head to say, get out the car, you might die. Well, there's no time for that. You're struggling and you're getting out, aren't you?
No, but that's just one example. I meant I didn't want it to be sound as drastic as that, but do you know when you hear an angel?
Well, I've never heard an angel.
Well, I've heard of cases where there's people been walking across the road and they've been pushed across, away from getting run over. They've been going somewhere and they've meant to go somewhere, like, say, and then there's been an accident happen. Or, do you know, like, an angel, where you get, like, a force? Because people can get into these machines, and they get this aura around them, and they've got, like, different colours and stuff. Because I've heard you talking about it, but, like, this ghost theory, is it, like, good ghosts? Because I've heard of poltergeists, where they start throwing things about, but can they throw people from one side of the road to the other to stop them from having an accident?
Well, you can they can throw people across a room, so if they can throw people across a room, there'd be no reason why they wouldn't be able to push them anywhere else. So
it could just be that. Do you know, like, the voices that you hear? Do you know, like, say, well, Davey was on about Superman tonight, and he can hear voices or whistles that a dog can hear. And a dog's got this sixth sense where it can hear, like, whistles from, like, vast...
It's not a sixth sense, it's just a higher level degree of hearing that we've got. But that's not an extra sense, that's just something they've all got.
Yeah, but if the human being hasn't actually dealt with anything, and we can hear these high-pitched voices, where, like, a human voice isn't very high-pitched in decibels, but if you hear something that's really, really screechy in decibels, but it doesn't actually exist as a sound. It's there. It's like a bang of a gun firing or a bomb dropping. You don't actually hear the bang until it's too late. It's the same as thunder and lightning. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because sound travels at a lesser rate than light. Yeah. But if something like an angel's light, like in the aura sense, where you've got it in a human being's like a soul floating about, and it's like a poltergeist or a ghost, a light must travel faster than... You would actually see the ghost rather than hear it. Do you know what I'm... Like, that's the thing I'm trying to think of. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
instead of hearing the voices of the ghost, you most probably see the ghost before you would hear one. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're linking a lot of stuff together and trying to make it sound sensible, but
I'm just guessing, basically.
Well, that's all you can do, isn't it? Because it's not a definite science, is it?
Well, the definite science is what you try to do is like go to ghost places and do hunts and stuff, and you can do all this regression going back into like people's past lives and that. But like it's really freaking me out because
why?
Some of these things that you say, it's like I've been here before. Right. It's like a deja vu for me when I'm sitting here and you sometimes, and people that go on the ghost hunts and stuff, and they're down a stairwell or whatever, and they get freaked out. But did they hear the ghost clinking about, or did they see it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then all of this stuff where there's like you can hear high pitched voices or high pitched sounds. Some people can't because they can pick it up easier, and some people can't. It's like deaf people can't do things, but they can hear sounds like basses or musical instruments like banging in the vibrational sense. Do you know what I mean? Or blind people as well can hear like really, really closely. Like
their senses are enhanced because they've lost one of their senses.
So the human being must have those senses somewhere along the line. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Well,
why must they have the senses?
Well, you're more susceptible to going on these ghost hunts than other people because you're more. You can pick it up more easier than we can. Like, do you know what? Well,
I'm not sure. I think there's probably a lot of people far better at it than I am. I'm interested. I've got a show that can do it, so I go and do it. And I'm interested in the subject because I've seen stuff. That's all.
But do you know when I think about ghosts, I've not once ever thought of a ghost as being a nasty thing. Right. Even though I've seen all of these things like films on the TV where you've got like Nightmare on Elm Street and things like that, you know, like ghost stories where they're like really bad ghosts and like. But I've never, or poltergeist, I've never actually ever thought of a ghost being a bad thing. Right. But there must be something.
It's like people. Do you go around saying, "Oh, there's a person. He must be a bad person." You just treat people on this side of the divide, and you give them the benefit of the doubt, and you should the same do that, I would imagine.
Well, I'm a good judge of character and people. Okay. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things. But like something that I heard tonight, I don't know if you heard it or many of the night owls might have. There was a thing on the TV. It was like in the process of Judge John Deed, the series on BBC One, and he actually got a doctor to turn around and say what, because this guy had died or whatever, and in his statement, like it was just a made up thing. He actually says that musical instruments can make you have these things, and he named a group. Well, I'll not name the group, but you have adrenaline in your bloodstream can come to the point if you hear like high-pitched musical instruments and stuff, or groups like Def Leppard and whatever, and they give you that sort of.
They make your blood flow and they generate excitement. Yeah, it's adrenaline and.
So basically, that brought me on to thinking that there must be something in these rhythms and also tunes or lyrics that have got like a hypnotic property, like flashing lights for people that have got some sort of. Do you know how people get these flashing lights on the TV to like rave and stuff, and they have these mad like sort of problems where they black out or whatever. So it must affect your brain somehow, all this music and high-pitched sound and all that, you know what I mean? Where I don't think anybody's put any or too fine a point on it, because there could be loads of dangerous stuff out there. I know they put on like things like, don't play your Walkman too loud because it could damage your hearing, or don't put your mobile phone up too loud because it could damage your hearing, or whatever.
Yeah, but you've got people who like listening to loud music, who are doctors and scientists, and it doesn't do them any harm, and you've got them that are, frankly, mad kids who love it too. A lot of people like Mozart. They think that it's calming. People say, I listen to whales singing and it relaxes me. It's whatever floats your boat. It's a personal choice thing. It's not if you play everybody Def Leppard, they'll all get a high. That's not true. There's some people that wouldn't be able to stand it.
But I think it's in words, like the lyrics rather than the music, because the music's got the music's there.
But aren't the words just poems? Possibly. The music.
But have you heard of this one where you say power every 5 words? Mm-hmm. You say like 4 words and then you say power and then another 4 words and you say power and then you achieve this after so many minutes of talking like that. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Oh. But have you heard of that?
No.
Have you not?
No.
Well, it's like this thing where you say, think of a number between 1 and 10, and the obvious answer is 7, and everybody says that, but there must be some way how the brain
you see, the
works.
last 2 things you said, first of all, you said, give me a number between 1 and 7. I didn't think 1 and 10. I didn't think of 7.
But there's an actual theory behind it. There's a physical theory, what a psychologist and psychiatrists have actually done.
Right, well, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll wait till a psychologist actually rings me and then we'll have a conversation with him with it. Richard, thank you for calling. Again, we're kind of going round and round and mixing things together, and if you mix enough things together, it sounds, there's obviously some truth in it. There wasn't a whole heap. There's a lot of things linked that could sound as if there was actually substance there. Not quite, but closer than it usually is, so good luck to him. 01914 488 3188. I've got loads of people offering money to cut him off, as ever. However, benefit of the doubt,